Pink. Cheers. All right, on our way. Ooh. So, welcome back to my channel. It is me, Reid, and today I'm here with...
Hi, Alex. It's nice to see you again.
And we're in New York City, Manhattan to be specific, and we're just going to make a little quick video. If you're new to my channel, I'll explain the video in a second, but if you're new to my channel, I make fashion content on all my social media platforms. And if you want to keep up with my fashion journey, you can go down in the description and click the links, or just follow my Instagram and subscribe to the channel. But with that being said though, we're just gonna find like a quiet spot, maybe like a park. Basically somewhere to sit down and have a conversation, because this video is gonna be about what it's like to be a creative in New York City. So with that being said, stay tuned.
Cheers! Oh. Cheers!
Am I in frame? Oh Jesus! Alright, 3, 2, 1. Alright, so we made it to the park, and now we're gonna get down into the nitty-gritty questions.
Let's get down to business.
Yes. So, first question we're gonna ask, or answer I should say. What made you want to be a creative?
I feel like ever since I was born and like growing up, I've just always wanted to create, rather it be drawing or like pretending to act in front of my parents dancing. It's just something that I've always done, and I feel like I will continue doing even if I like cease content creation. I feel like I'll probably lean back into more drawing again. I'm a big crocheter.
Shout out to Parker.
Shout out
If
to
you're
Parker.
watching this, Parker.
Shout out to Yobuki. XOXO. Fun fact, Parker is one of our old co-workers. Parker was the one that taught me how to crochet, and I'm really good at it now, thanks to Parker.
About that. I think I will take a gander at answering this question as well. I think what made me want to be a creative is just like seeing, like growing up, like watching like YouTube and stuff like that, like seeing other creative people like Will on the Whim, if you know who that is. The guy. No. Basically he's the hair YouTuber. This guy named Pretty Boy Fredo, he was like a guy in like the 2K community, just like people like Jay Jones, like people who play basketball. I really enjoyed that, and I wanted to like try to be like that, but in my own way. Yes, I can play basketball. I used to post basketball content on the channel. But at the same time though, like I just wanted to be my own person and try to like do my own thing, rather than like falling into like the melting pot or the trying too much to be famous or trying too much to be viral.
I have something to say about that. I feel like in general, since everything is a trend and like you want to follow specific trends or niches to like get the algorithm to notice you or have other people notice you, it could get really annoying, which is why I kind of just do my own thing now. I used to follow the trends very, very like frequently, and a lot of those videos would get a lot of views or whatnot, or get more attention compared to the content that I make now, because I'm just doing my own thing. I'm just vibing. I'm not really here to like become a machine. I rather just do what makes me happy, and I hope people that are viewing it enjoy it.
To add on to that point, for sure, because like if you're a creative, especially on like the social media aspect, you fall into the trap of like trying to be like everyone else, and like trying to be like everyone else can only get you so far. Like one thing that makes you unique or different is on what you actually bring to the table. So like for me, like I make my own type of like fashion content. Like I used to make get ready with me's and stuff like that, but like now I put my own twist on it. Like I add like different transitions and stuff like that into my videos. So it's like it's not just something you can see on multiple different swipes, but like you have to like sit down and like really digest what I post to really get like the best out of it. So like that's something I'm trying to do more, rather than like continuing to like do like quick, I don't want to say cash grabs, but like attention grabbing stuff. I don't know, I try to make my content like a little bit more like quality versus like quantity. Next question, can you share a time where you found yourself stuck creatively?
All the time, 24/7. But practically I think art block, crochet block, content block happens all the time for me. I'm currently in like a really big art block situation. I haven't drawn in a really, really long time. As for crocheting, I have a lot of projects that I'm still working on, but it's just kind of hard to like get into it. And once you're stuck in it, you could stay stuck in it for a really long time. So you have to really work through it. Am I currently stuck in one? Art-wise, yes. But everything else I think I'm pretty okay with. I feel like there's a difference between stuck and being busy.
Yes.
I feel like with me gaining a new position and like not having all the free time that I used to, it's kind of hard to like keep up with content and just content creation in general and throw that into your schedule. Because I don't know about you or anyone else that might be watching, I get really tired after working. I'm like exhausted and I'm like, oh, if I have to wake up earlier to do something, that's something I could definitely do, but I just lack the energy to, and that's something I would like to work on. But again, there's a big difference between being busy and like getting ready for a certain thing versus having block or being stuck.
Yeah. To that point, I definitely agree to the sentiment of like there's definitely a difference between being stuck and actually being busy, because I used to work a full-time job, and that 45 to 45 hours out of my week just been taken up just working or just like not being in my own creative space. So trying to like find those like extra like maybe 4 or 5 hours, maybe 8 hours in the week to like work on my own things is also one of the big factors why I don't post as much. Obviously being tired is another big factor too. But at the same time, just like when I do get into like the ruts of like actually like not knowing what to make, or I have too many ideas and like that's stopping me from making my content, I would have to definitely have to like reorganize myself and like trying to find what I want to make more than the other things first. Then I start going down the list of things that I want to create. So that's how I like tackle my creative block.
I would also just like to say Norm has such a big brain and knows how to articulate things so well.
I try.
Shout out to Norm.
I try. Shout out to SUNY New Paltz education system. Helped me out a lot. Next question I have. All right, where do you see yourself in your passion by the end of the year?
I think in general, I always wanted to start selling crochet items, rather it be like hats or like shirts. I don't think shirts. I think hats will be the closest I get to selling things because it takes a long time just to crochet in general. So maybe creatively, I would like to do that. As for content creation, I honestly don't know. I don't know if I want to just take a break from it completely, which I feel like a lot of my followers have noticed a huge decrease in posting and like action, I guess. Or it could either be two ways. I just take a break, or it's just like I start posting again and it's hopefully good. Yeah. So it's really interesting. I feel like my creativity battle is right now really focusing on crocheting, and I like like banging out projects because it's so much fun to me and I could like crochet anywhere. And it's just like a little comfort hobby, and it's also something to fidget with. As for content creation, I feel like in a weird way, since I graduated college, I don't want people knowing where I'm at 24/7 or located. It's different when you're in school because your audience is mostly for like college students. But when you are in post-grad, it's like, oh, this content is for people outside of college. And like, I don't really feel comfortable with people knowing exactly where I'm at 24/7 or what I'm doing 24/7 or what I'm wearing 24/7. I don't know. So that's something I have to work on and figure out. And once I do, you'll see if you decide to follow me or see my journey. I don't know.
Okay. For myself, I would say where I see myself creatively with my passion, or just my passion in general, by the end of the year. So I actually had this question from a friend. Shout out to Chris, because he asked me this question. He was like, what passion or what hobbies of mine like is like the most important to myself? So like I have like 3 different hobbies. I do photography, I make YouTube videos, I have fashion, well, more than 3. So photography, YouTube, fashion, fitness, and just like, I guess like honestly just personal wellness, like reading and stuff like that.
You have a lot of hobbies.
Yeah, I definitely do.
You have a lot of hobbies.
I try to stay busy.
But like, you for sure, the list goes on and on.
I try. But for myself, I'll talk from a photography and YouTube perspective. For photography, I want to definitely like continue like that more often. Probably take a little bit more seriously. Probably take the initiative to like open up my LLC and like start having like an official business and like utilize like certain tax codes and stuff like that to like make sure my content, what my quality I bring to my people or to my customers are like of standard versus just like, all right, me trying to figure out like what to do here and there versus like having the equipment to like help my process be quicker versus like I have to utilize my brain on the spot to like make that same thing work versus like I could. Anyways, so with that notion in mind, I would definitely want to just try to take my stuff a little bit more seriously, trying to be a little bit more professional, basically bridge the gap from being a novice to like being an intermediate person or like be more proficient with my craft. From a YouTube perspective, I would definitely want to just stay more consistent. That's gonna be hard in the next couple months, but at the same time, I can't not let me being busy dictate my creative endeavors because this is how I like de-stress and stuff like that. So
I need that mindset.
thank you.
Can you name your favorite thing about your creative endeavors?
I would say the favorite thing would be, even though it's not supposed to be like external gratification, but seeing people enjoy my work is definitely something I really take pride in. Like it makes me feel like accomplished in a sense. But outside of that external gratification, just like me getting my ideas from in my brain into like actual reality into the world is something I'm astonished with, and just like the ability of doing that is something cool for me, and that's something I really like definitely like take pride in, and I find joy with this passion of mine.
I agree with that. Full-heartedly. I feel like every single time I finish a project, whether it be like content creation, crochet, art, I am always astonished of how beautiful something I've made. Of course, there's going to be like flaws here and there and whatever, but it's just like the fact that I did that, I finished that, I put my heart and soul into it or whatever into it, I should be beyond proud of it. I feel like for me personally, my creative content that I do, or like virtual content, digital content, I love my digital journals that I make. I feel like a lot of people relate to them, and a lot of people kind of need it the same way I do. Like they need to hear someone say like these things to them, and I'm like, I'm happy that we all are on like some specific wavelength that we all could agree with and all relate to and all feel emotional about. So that's how I feel about it, and it makes my heart little like butterflies. Like I get so excited about it. I'm like, oh, you guys like my work? Yay.
I was gonna say, to add on to that point of just like a digital journal, like for the most part, like I use my Instagram as just like obviously a digital journal from like me from high school until now. Like if you do the time to scroll all the way down to like my first photo on my Instagram, it's just like looking back on it now, I was just like such a little kid. I was like 14, 15, and now I'm like, my Instagram's always been there for like a decade long. So like just going back to those moments and like reliving those moments by looking at those photos, or just like when I post content on my Instagram or wherever I post it, and like getting people's feedback, and just like as you mentioned, like we're going through the same things too. Like the emotion that you're feeling right now is not new to the world. Like other people have feel those things too. Just like having a space or a medium to like voice those opinions and have those conversations is very important. And that's something I really like coincidentally enjoy about this. I won't say profession, but like this hobby, honestly.
Yeah, I agree with that.
What's something no one knows about your talent?
So, in general, I was in a museum when I was younger. I was like 16. It was my first time ever really being like credited in such a huge way. And it was only one piece, but it was such a big deal to me. And it made me feel like I'm going to be a big artist one day. And I went to art school, and then I got severely burnt out. And then I struggle severely about creating things with my hands, drawing wise, which is really sad because I was really, really talented, and I hope I could get into that.
Okay. I can't really, when I think about like my own talent, I can't really pinpoint like something that no one really knows. But I would say this, like the persona that I put on the interwebs is definitely not the persona of me in reality. I'm definitely goofy, silly. That's my personality type. But like when I do post my photos and stuff like that, it gives off the vibe of like being super stern and stuff like that. Honestly, that's just my resting face. Don't take that as like me being a full-blown like jerk or whatever. But yeah, that doesn't really answer the question. However, with that being said though, my secret talent would definitely be like I'm very charismatic, and when you get to know me, or like when I'm starting talking to you and I start feeling out the vibe, I'm very easy to talk to. So I guess like that's my secret talent, like a charismatic person. But I
would like to say that's very true for Norm. Very, very charismatic, very, very wholesome, and very, very silly.
Emphasis on the very silly. With that being said, though, those are all the questions that we have, or I have for this particular video. If you enjoy this type of content and want to see a little bit more, subscribe to the channel. You can follow us at
Luna_thought on Instagram, and on TikTok, Luna Skybloom, or Luna_thought on TikTok. Yeah, I don't know if I said that.
You can follow my Instagram. It's WHOS_A_GOD. I low-key should go by that Instagram handle more often, but at the same time, just like, I don't know. I made that when I was like 14, 15, so I'm going to keep going with it until I maybe change it. Probably not going to change it, but anyways. But yeah, you can follow us on our Instagrams, our TikToks, our YouTube channels. Sure.
I don't have a YouTube channel. Fun fact, I actually do. It's for art, and I haven't touched it in years.
On that note, see you guys later. Enjoy. Peace.